Good day. I'm back with another mega monthly physical media preview video for you all. We're talking the hottest physical media titles coming out in the month of February. Yes, we're talking them bangers on 4Ks, Blu-rays, slipcovers, steelbooks, boutique labels, you name it. We're going to cover it right now so you can make more informed collecting decisions in the future based on your collecting preferences, of course. And we just have a great time talking them movies. But before we get into the list of bangers here, first, you love collecting physical media just like me. Remember the good old days of Blockbuster. You are in the right spot, my friend. Go ahead and mega blockbust that like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you're alerted of every future physical media monthly preview video. And leave in the comments below what titles do you plan to pick up in February. But let's get into the list of bangers. So first, Blu-ray Tuesday of February, we got February 4th. Hottest title here is probably going to be Wicked on 4K Blu-ray and digital. We got $29.95 here, and you also get the sing-along edition, which is very cool. And I saw this movie in theaters. I was blown away by it. Just how it looked and sounded was fantastic. Imagine how that's going to be on the 4K disc or even the Blu-ray disc. I'm sure it's going to look phenomenal. So I highly recommend considering that one. I mean, it's just one of the best movies of the year, especially if you're into musicals and fantasy. Next up, we're going to have Punch Drunk Love from the Criterion Collection finally getting a 4K release at the $34.99. Now, this one has gotten a 4K before in a Columbia Classic set. I actually have that 4K, but this is the first time Criterion is doing it. So I don't know if they're doing something extra special with this release, if they're doing something different, adding in new special features. You guys will have to let me know that in the comments below. But this is an Adam Sandler movie that really isn't a comedy, maybe dark comedy, but it's really dramatic and intense and very psychological and just gets bonkers in some moments. So if you're into kind of those trippy movies, I definitely recommend checking out Punch Drunk Love. Next up, we got Juror number 2 on Blu-ray and digital. Now the price right here has to be wrong, $38.99. I'm sure that'll get adjusted eventually. But this movie basically stars Nicholas Hoult. You also have J.K. Simmons in there, and it's a kind of, I guess, courtroom drama of sorts, almost like a 12 Angry Men, but I mean, it expands a little bit outside the jury room. And so, if you're into kind of those thrillers and crime movies and unraveling the mystery and all that stuff, you might actually like that one. I know I streamed it on Max. I thought it was okay overall. I kind of like the premise more than the execution of it by the ending moments. But like I said, good performances there, and I think it's a Clint Eastwood directed movie if I'm not mistaken there. And you got to watch Clint Eastwood titles, don't you? I mean, he's still working on it at his age, so that is just darn amazing. Next up, we're gonna have Sick on 4K finally, I believe from Scream Factory here, $39.98. And Sick was an awesome movie. Oh my gosh, it's kind of I don't know, it just came out of nowhere this one, and I streamed it one of these days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really darn cool. A modern slasher, almost like a Scream movie. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's on the level of Scream, but it was pretty darn good. A little bit of twists and turns in there, so I do want that 4K eventually, but maybe wait for a Scream Factory sale. Next up, we're going to have Werewolves on Blu-ray and digital, $21.98. I just love the way this cover looks with the werewolf design, and you got Frank Grillo in here. So I heard pretty solid things about this movie, so I kind of want to check it out eventually. Maybe if it got down to under 15 bucks. Yeah, just maybe. All right, next up, we're going to have the following Blu-ray Tuesday being February 11th. Yes, we got Dante's Peak on 4K from Kino Lorber, 3178. I know people have been wanting this movie a long time, and I have too, because I don't know if I've seen this one. It's a Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton, I believe, natural disaster film. And I think I maybe saw it when I was really young, but barely remember anything about it. So it's going to be like watching it for the first time and on 4K. I'm sure Kino Lorber is going to do a phenomenal job there. I just can't wait to pick that one up. And I'm sure it will get a discount eventually too, maybe $17.99 in a Kino Lorber sale in about a year or so. So maybe I'll wait, but I definitely want that one eventually. Next up, what I'm definitely gonna wait on a sale for is Ghost of Mars on 4K. I believe another Scream Factory release here, 39.98, and that is just way too expensive. So I'm sure that will be adjusted eventually, or at least get into a sale. But this is a John Carpenter title. It kind of looks really silly and bonkers. I've never seen this one, but I do want to collect all the John Carpenter movies eventually. He's just one of my favorite directors and composers, of course. So I do want to add this one to the collection at some point. Next up, we got The Last Voyage of the Demeter in 4K. Yes, 32.99, getting the Scream Factory treatment here as well. Actually, this movie was pretty good in theaters. A delightful surprise. It's pretty much the chapter out of the Dracula story of The Voyage, where, it's pretty much Dracula on a boat. I'm on a boat, right? That's what it is, but it's super fun. I like the Dracula creature design, so it was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. So I wouldn't mind getting that one in the collection eventually. Next up, we're going to have The Nice Guys on 4K, 24.99. Finally, this gets a 4K treatment. This movie is so underrated. A lot of people did not see it when it came out, and I'm like, this is pretty darn good. Shane Black movie, I believe. I think it's probably his best title he's ever done. But I mean, you have an awesome cast here. I believe it's Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, if I remember correctly there. But they have a good dynamic about them, banter back and forth. And it's just so fun and entertaining. A lot of layers to this movie. I just love how it looks too. It's like really, really cool. So yeah, The Nice Guys finally getting a 4K. That is awesome. So I have a Blu-ray, but maybe I'll still pick it up in the future. Next up, we got Pretty in Pink 4K Blu-ray digital, 24.49. I love Pretty in Pink. I mean, I love every John Hughes title for the most part. So yeah, maybe get this one in 4K finally. I have the Blu-ray, but this movie is so good with a ducky in there. Oh man, such iconic moments. I just really like this one. Like I said, I'm a big John Hughes fan though, so I always consider that. But maybe we'll do a whole 4K collection in the future of all those John Hughes movies. Maybe that would be pretty darn cool too. Next up, we're gonna have Conclave on 4K, 33.49. Excellent performances here. I saw this one in theaters with like Ray Fiennes and Stanley Tucci, and it was just a great kind of dialogue movie. The script was really solid here. It's probably going to get some award recognition for something at the very least. Now, I will say it is a little slower pace. It takes some time to get going, but when we get into that third act, you will eventually get jaw dropped, and so it's worth it. I mean, the payoff is there. So yeah, I end up actually quite enjoying Conclave by the end of it. So yeah, eventually maybe I'll get that one into the collection. I don't know if it's worth a lot of rewatches, but if you haven't seen it at all, you got to check it out. Next up, following Blu-ray Tuesday, we're gonna have February 18th. The big title here is probably gonna be Panic Room on 4K Blu-ray digital steelbook here, 34.49. Now I've never seen this movie, believe it or not. I know what you're saying. You're gasping right now. I do want to check it out just because I've heard such great things. I know it's like kind of like a thrilling kind of movie. I'm into those movies lately, so I do want to see this one. Maybe should I chance it? Should I blind buy that steelbook? You guys let me know in the comments. Would it fit my taste? Next up, we got The Social Network on 4K Blu-ray digital steelbook, 34.49. Now, I really like this movie. Jesse Eisenberg in here just plays the role so perfectly. Andrew Garfield's fantastic. I mean, you even get Justin Timberlake in this one, right? Oh my gosh. So I really like just how this movie's directed and edited together. It's very entertaining. So yeah, one of the best, I guess, business type of movies out there. So I enjoy this one. I already have a 4K though that came in Columbia Classics. Don't need a separate steelbook. But if you don't have that Columbia Classic set, then yeah, heck, get the steelbook. That's a great movie. Next up, we're gonna have Uncle Buck on 4K from Kino Lorber, 31.78. I'm excited for this. Yes, let's go. Once again, more John Hughes types of movies here, getting the 4K treatment. I'm always for John Candy, such a treasure. He is fantastic. Went way too soon. So Uncle Buck is just probably my favorite title from him. Really enjoy that one. So yeah, eventually I'll get that 4K in a Kino Lorber sale, I'm sure. And then next up, another one. I don't want this one to go under too many people's radar. Summer Rental, 22.49, just a Blu-ray here, not a 4K. I would have loved this one on 4K. I think it would have looked really cool with the beach setting. But I'm still gonna pick up this Blu-ray eventually. Once again, I might wait for a Kino Lorber sale. But this movie is awesome. Another John Candy title, so fun. Just I love the comedy of John Candy. It's just something about it. So it's really cool. Just I guess like a family road trip movie, so in a way, right? Like they go on vacation, get to a beach setting, and just things go totally wrong with their rental property type of thing. So it's really fun, really entertaining. Next up, we're gonna have Constantine on 4K digital, 24.99. Yes, so darn excited for this. And you even have a steelbook option, 29.96. Now, if the Groove steelbook option is still available, double check. You can even get that one cheaper. That's what I did and did the 20% coupon. And that it was like $20 by the end of it. So that was an awesome pickup if you can still do that. But if not, you still have those Amazon links right there. But Constantine, yes, I'm excited to finally get this one to 4K. I actually don't have this movie in my collection. You guys know I'm a big superhero genre fan, so I've been wanting to get this one for the longest time. I'm like, should I pick up, DVD? What should I do with this one? I think it's gonna come out to 4K, and it finally is gonna get that 4K. So I'm so excited. Like I said, I locked in my steelbook order, and I'm ready for it. And they're doing a Constantine too, so I'm just so excited. Like this is gonna be the next couple of years of Constantine right here. So excited. Keanu Reeves, another national treasure right there. Amazing. Tuesday with February 25th. We got Amadeus, 1984, 4K digital, 29.49. Never seen this movie. I looked up the trailer. It looks phenomenal. It looks like it has drama and comedy. Obviously, great music. I'm a big Mozart music fan, so I have to see that movie finally, and it's going to allow me to, check another title off my goal of watching all the best picture winners. So gotta get that one. Next up, we got My Girl, 1991, 4K and digital in there, 30.99. If you have not seen My Girl, you gotta check this one out. Very strong recommendation from me. It's just so, oh my gosh, like heartfelt and dramatic and intense, and where it ends up is shocking. And oh my gosh, and you got great acting talent in here. Jamie Lee Curtis is so good. Macaulay Culkin, of course. I just really like this movie. So I don't know if I'll get the 4K. I already have a Blu-ray, but I'm almost that tempted. That's how good that movie is, and so memorable as well. But bring the tissues. Next up, we're gonna have Graveyard Shift 4K 33.49. One of the coolest covers I've ever seen. I know nothing about this movie besides it's like a Stephen King story of sorts. So I want to check this one out. Is it any good? Is this a good movie, guys? Please let me know in the comments below. I just love that cover artwork right there, though. Next up, we're cruising over to Cruising on 4K here, 44.49 from Arrow, I believe. I do want to pick this one up eventually because actually my wife has some interest in checking this movie out. Al Pacino, like crime investigation, drama, thriller of sorts. So I've never seen this movie. I want to see it. I'm sure Arrow will do a great job with this one. I'm also sure it will get discounted in an Arrow sale in the future, like a Barnes and Noble Arrow sale. So I can wait a little bit, but I do want to get that one into the collection at some point. Next up, we're gonna have Chronos from the Criterion Collection, 4K, 34.99. Now I might actually pick this up next Criterion sale. I've never seen this movie, but I really want to check this one out. It's a Guillermo del Toro title, and I'm a massive fan of Guillermo del Toro. I did a whole like live stream franchise ranking of his titles, and it was so fun. So I want to see this one. And yeah, and I heard it's like a mixture of Spanish and English, if that's correct. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. You got Ron Perlman in there, I believe. Great acting talent. So I gotta see that movie there. So yeah, definitely gonna consider that next sale time. But there we go, guys. Wow, I did not notice the light was in my eye. Was it in my eye the whole time? Awkward, right? Hopefully it didn't distract you guys too much there. But yeah, we just had a fun time talking them movies. Hopefully you guys are excited for what's coming out in February. If you do decide to pick anything up, go ahead and use an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Lock in those pre-orders, and sometimes the prices adjust, but Amazon's pretty good about keeping up with all that. So yeah, affiliate links, easy way to support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And then of course, if you haven't already, once again, go ahead and blockbust the like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you're alerted when a new physical media monthly preview video posts. And of course, normally not the light is always in my face. I apologize on that once again. But once again, just have a fun time watching and talking the movies. Leave in the comments below what you're picking up. Respond to other people's choice pickups as well, and give us more recommendations. I didn't go over every single title of the month. If I missed something, recommend that as well. And yeah, just have a good day making the world a better place. And thank you so much, my Mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.